Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Crying out loud. What was that? So much for that, I guess. Let's just look again. Room not found. Why not? That's Tim's lobby. Go make some money. Do what we need to do.
Emoji dotted line face.
Witchell! What up, buddy? Okay, that's kind of fair enough. Come on now. One thing I need to change. Really? That's not normal? Okay. guys. What the fuck you doing? Why are you going slow? Something is not right. Okay, now I'm locking up even more. I did a sensitivity adjustment on the brakes. Fuck. Damn it. And I think I'm locking up even more.
Hi, Dave.
Graham, how are you? How's your day going? Your evening, actually. It's gotta be close to 9 over there. Locking up more. Damn it, look ahead. Come on, give me my car back, will ya? course you're going to do that. You're going to brake much harder than you normally would. Come on now, quit being clowns. That's why I don't want to race on hard. Oh, I'm braking way too late. Oh, fuck. Can't brake at the 100 now. What's up with that nonsense? This race is kind of trashed. Brake more. Trying a different setup on this car. It's been a while since I drove it. Yeah, this is all out of whack. Something is odd. What does it matter? Why is this car not handling very well now? Of course. Gotta break at the 110. fast lap. Wow, losing all sorts of grip. Holy crap. Third. Oh, heavy. Car is heavy. Dude. Of course. Anything to cause more damage. Unless they're teaching us to brake super early. course. Oh, come on now. Are you kidding me? Why? Damn it! The fuck is with that turn? Damn it!
Emoji dotted line face. Hi Dave. Dave? Looking for a lit man.
Oh, man. What's up, Cheech? How are you?
Blazes.
Imagine that. Alright, so that's not bad. That would have been the Dan 25s. Oh, I had a bunch of mistakes.
MMOP.
You know what, I wonder what liveries there are for this car, actually. Let's go take a look and see what there is. That's it? 2? Great. Okay. This? I gotta make my own, apparently. Yeah, I gotta make my own. So I recently discovered that actually the 18 on the passenger side is supposed to be leaning back like this is, and then the driver's side is supposed to be leaning forward. Passenger side, the 8 needs to be in the front and lean back. So I gotta change most of my cars. That sucks. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, so much for that. Alright, you bailed anyway. wash after those oily fingers. Okay.
When Nancy Pelosi says there aren't enough votes to ban insider trading because Republicans won't join with Democrats to vote for this bill, therefore she's not going to bring it to the floor for a vote. Does that make sense to you? Why would the leader of the Democrats in the House of Representatives, who by all measurements right now is facing annihilation in the midterms, so much so that she's inquired about becoming the ambassador to Italy because she's probably done being Speaker of the House. Why would she not take the opportunity to bring that bill to the floor for a vote and say, Republicans can talk about insider trading all they want, but the fact of the matter is they voted against a ban on insider trading, and Republicans are still the party of big money and Wall Street. Why would she pass that opportunity up? Again, just think, if you're a Democrat and you don't want to hear what I have to say, I understand that. Back yourself up just a little bit and ask, why is it, if it's Republicans who won't vote for this bill and that's why they don't have enough votes, why wouldn't she introduce the bill anyway and allow Republicans to go on record as being opposed to banning insider trading so the Democrats can beat them over the head for the next month before the election? There is only one answer. And the answer is, she's lying. The Democrats don't want this. Maybe not all of the Democrats, but Steny Hoyer and Nancy Pelosi don't want this bill brought up for a vote. That's for darn sure. The Republicans are out there saying, we got the votes, what you talking about? So why would she not take the opportunity to prove that Republicans oppose the ban on insider trading? And the simple answer is because she's lying. Because this would be a layup issue for them. Heading right into a midterm, giving you a big win. Are you kidding me? Even if it doesn't say, you know what? If you vote for Republicans, you're never going to get insider trading banned, so you better vote for Democrats because we're trying to do it. Their vote is keep blocking us.
Alright.
That's a bipartisan
5760.
Most races could easily be swung one way or the other on this issue. She's lying to you. And everybody knows she's lying to you. There's going to be a couple of NPCs out there, the bots that, they can't possibly deviate from the party line. That's not true, because if that were true, she would put it on the floor for a vote, and she would expose all of those Republicans. But she won't do it because she knows she's lying. More coming up. News Talk 95, Ray Michiana's News Channel. Casey Hendrickson, 95.3 MNC.
When the sun up
435.
Used to be in like standing on their feet all day long, and they're not thrilled. Not thrilled at all. But I did get to ride the motorcycle. Yeah, Barry's all over it. Barry knows what's up. Well, and that's true. So, again, bring it up. If you do, you'll have a poison pill in it, but the mere fact that they're not, Steny Hoyer is out there always opposing voting on this bill, we know what's going on. What's up, Dale? I know, Goose. I know. I started thinking about it today because I was listening to a couple of podcasts, and they were talking about hormones in our food and stuff like that. And again, I'm kind of tooting my own horn here, just a little bit, but when I blew up, it was before social media, it was before podcasting, it was before live streaming existed. So when I blew up, it went away very quickly. You know, me being on Drudge and other websites like Men's News Daily and other things like that, like it went away very quickly because there wasn't like people who could follow and that sort of thing. But I remember when I was alone in the entire media. At one point in time, for those of you watching, at one point in time, I was the youngest person in talk radio. Again, this is before podcasts existed, before social media was a big deal, and all of that stuff. So this is my time to shine happened a little too early, if you ask me. But I was alone in the darkness, talking about soy and everything, hormones, ruining men's fertility, all of that stuff. And I used to get a lot of heat. Paper would write about me, and local news people would talk trash about me. It was a whole big thing. And then eventually it got to the point where nutritionists were starting to say, no, this guy's right. And now we're at a point where there's a whole genre built around it. When I was doing it, there's nobody talking about it. Couldn't get anybody to bring it up. So it's kind of interesting to watch that stuff happen. I'm happy that it's happening, you know, because you got a lot of young people who are bringing up some of these issues now that, you know, you couldn't really do beforehand. So it's, you know, it's nice to be able to see that sort of thing where there's momentum behind it. Let's see. Radioactive Man, AM morning gig. Casey stepping out on us. I feel so cheap. I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, here's my live reads. So, he sent me a message. Okay, hold on, let me find it. Okay. Alright, just sent it. You got it, Susie. What else do we have here? Casey, does this tie into the story you've told numerous times about how once you get elected, the swamp showers you with money and stuff, and then they own you? Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. So, go to the website Quiver Quant, okay? If you go to the website Quiver Quant, first of all, you can track, you know, all of these politicians and their stock purchases because it's all public. The other thing that you can do is they have an insider trading matrix where you can see legislation that would be tied to congressional purchases that, you know, for it. So yeah, it's a big part of it. You know, you get a business and a lobbying firm going, hey, we want your support on this. We'll give you a ton of money. And we give you some wink, nod, nods, and things like that. You can buy some stock, make a ton of cash, that sort of thing. So yeah, it is all tied together. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, here we go.
News, weather, and traffic during Michiana's morning news on 95.3 MNC.
Hi.
This one hasn't played in a long time. It's good to have you back, Wilson, by the way. It's not the original, but it is such a good homage to the original. That's all. Then it's just, I put it in the rotation. It's just, isn't that amazing? What's that? No, it's not the Beastie Boys. No, that is Where's My Mind, but it's not the Pixies, not the original version. It's the, I'm drawing a blank on their, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll remember it later. I'll look it up. But they did such a great remake of it, and it was a perfect homage to the original where they didn't change it too much. All right, so somebody sent me a message here on Rumble. Go to rumble.com/Casey the host. Once again, the goal is 100,000 followers. We are currently at 2,840. So we're almost there. But we need your help. Rumble.com/Casey the host. So somebody was asking me, Casey, does this tie into the story that you've told numerous times about how once you get elected, the swamp showers you with money and stuff, and then they own you? Yes, it does. It absolutely does. And I've told you about QuiverQuant quite a bit. Dale actually on rumble.com just posted a link to QuiverQuant. You should be on QuiverQuant on a regular basis because it shows, first of all, QuiverQuant, if you're at all interested in investing, is a wonderful resource for you to figure out where you want to put your money, okay? The other thing that they do is they track the sale and purchase of stocks by members of Congress. And they also have an insider trading matrix where they look at legislation that appears to be tied specifically to members of Congress's stock purchases. So you can see where there might be some insider trading going on. It's a very great tool. Highly, highly recommend that everybody be on it. Now, I wanted to also, I looked at this yesterday, and I wanted to bring this up again because we're kind of going into the, this is one of the reason I brought this up was we went back to the chart of doom for Democrats, which once again shows the issues that are extremely important to Americans are issues that they disagree with how Biden has handled it. It's not good. Where the issues that the Democrats seem to be pushing are issues that are not very important to the average American person. Maybe if everything were hunky-dory economically, people would care more about, some of the other pet issues that Democrats are pushing. But when things are really starting to get awful, nobody cares about that stuff. You tie that into a bipartisan thing, which is Republicans, Democrats, Independents hate insider trading, but Democrats are refusing to allow insider trading to be voted on while blaming Republicans for it, which doesn't make any sense because if you brought the bill to a vote and Republicans voted against banning insider trading, it would give the Democrats huge momentum going into the midterm over the next month. But they're refusing to do it because they're lying. And if you stop, you take a step back and breathe, you can see that Nancy Pelosi is lying to you about this. It's not Republicans that are opposing insider trading. It is Democratic Party leadership. I'm not even going to say the Democrats. I'm saying Democratic Party leadership. Because the truth is, there's going to be a bunch of people on both sides of the aisle who don't want insider trading to go away. That's just the reality. I'm not going to tell you that Republicans want to ban it, Democrats don't. It's not true. There's a lot of Democrats who want to. The Senate. Republicans are favored in the RCP average. Now, it's still within the margin of error. There's 7 toss-ups, but they have the Republicans picking up, leading by 1 seat. That is massively different than it was not that long ago. Their full projection is that Republicans are going to pick up 2 seats in the Senate. RCP average is a projection. I'm just letting you know. House is still projected to go to the Republicans in a big, big way. So Real Clear Politics is projecting the Republicans take both houses right now. Got more coming up. Newstalk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. MNC News Time is 3:31. Time to check out Impress Jewelry Creations, creating meaningful jewelry for the moments that last a lifetime.
This is Michiana's breaking news and weather station.
Turn into anyone. We got our own oil. What the crap?
Okay.
We were energy independent.
I did.
What's
I'm
up with
choosing
this
to take credit
nonsense?
for it. She laughed at my joke, and spit stuff all over herself. That's what happened. Alright, I gotta get all this. Here a little bit, but I don't have a lot to do right now, so I'm just gonna get this in here and chat with you a little bit. Like, really hungry today. It wasn't yesterday, but today I am super hungry. Didn't have breakfast at all, and then I just had like a can of the like chili mac, and it was actually really good. It was just like a can of food. It was like not nearly enough when you go all day without eating. And I've had too much coffee today, so can't have coffee. Don't really feel like soda. Like I'm just kind of like, eh. I need an energy drink. That's what I think I need, but I didn't get a chance to go to the store and get one.
Somebody bring Casey an energy drink.
Come on.
And clean it up.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So let's fix it. There we go. There we go. Alright, Pelosi is lying.
Emoji dotted line face. Hi Dave. Dave? Looking for a live man. Blaze. MM's OP.
Dems. To the midterms. Yeah. Boy. What is that? What? Oh, that's weird. Strange. Okay. What's the other thing? RCP average. Yeah, so Real Clear Politics, like seriously, like 3-4 weeks ago it was dead even with a bunch of toss-ups, and now their predictions.
Oh,
Predictions is Republicans 52, Democrats 48. They think that the Republicans are going to pick up Georgia and Nevada, and Nevada's looking pretty Republican right now. I saw an article today that they're looking at my home state of, like, they think that the Republicans might make a clean sweep. I'm not convinced of that.
People are pissed off by what the government's doing right now. Rightfully
Herschel
so.
Walker and Raphael Warnock, I mean, if Herschel Walker is running the right campaign there, I mean, the fact that they're lying about him right now with the abortion thing is pretty big. So RCP has Nevada and Georgia going to the Republicans, and those are pickups, which would give the Republicans a 52-48 majority, which technically makes it 50-50 because of Alaska and where's Collins from again? So you can basically have two traitor Republicans. So 52-48 actually is a 50-50.
I'm right back.
For Republicans. Let's see, if you look at the House, it's expected to be a big win for the House. They're expecting a pretty big win for the House of Representatives. They're expecting the GOP to pick up 2 gubernatorial races. They do have them losing Michigan, but they're expected to pick up They're expected to pick up 4 races, which would give them a net 2. Wisconsin, Oregon, Nevada, and Kansas, they're expecting for Republicans. So, we'll see. It'll be interesting. No doubt about that. Excuse me. Good. Oh, here we go.
From the first step to the final phase, industrial and commercial electrical done right. Casey Hendrickson.
And good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. I'm your host, Casey Hendrickson. Got to tell you about Balance Nature. You need to get more fruits and veggies in your diet. There's a couple of ways you can do that. You can start eating more fruits and vegetables, which of course requires you to go to the store and buy them, make sure that you eat them and consume them before they go bad. Are you going to get the proper balance of fruits and veggies in your system? You know, getting more is better than nothing, but is it going to be the right balance of fruits and veggies? You gotta cook them, you gotta prepare them, you gotta choke them down your stomach, and to be honest, that's not always the easiest thing to do with some vegetables. What if I told you there an easier way? Just go to balanceofnature.com. Promo code Laura. You save 35% in your first order. You get fruits and veggies delivered to your house. You take 3 pills of the fruits, 3 pills of the veggies, and now you've consumed all of your fruits and vegetables for the entire day. Now, this isn't a multivitamin. This isn't something that was, grown or created in a lab or anything like that. This is real fruits, real vegetables, non-GMO. It's organic, even vegan-friendly if you care about that stuff. If you go to balanceofnature.com, they have all of the information about where their vegetables come from, what vegetables are used, fruits, same thing. And it's a proprietary blend that nobody else has that is perfectly balanced for the human body. So you get the right amount of nutrients, the right amount of vitamins, and you can boost your immune system this way. You'll have more energy. You're just going to be better overall with health. And you're going to have all of your fruits and veggies every single day. You don't have to worry about cooking them, buying them, worrying about it. Nothing. Just take your pills. That's it. This is real food. You don't need to eat other food in order to have them.
Oh,
not
my
going to upset your
wheel's not
stomach.
empty.
It's real food.
I gotta vacuum
Just
my wheel
flash
out.
frozen, ground up, put in this
Nobody's
capsule,
watching.
and you can consume the fruits and veggies that way. And I've been doing it for quite a while now. Family loves them. Most of you know that I've been able to fight off getting sick with other people around me. I've been sick with it. And it's been a great product. Go to balanceofnature.com, use promo code Laura, L-A-U-R-A, and you get 35% off. All right, to the phone, not the phone. I don't know, take it. Did you tell me to get them early this week? Like every day I have like a major mistake. Like every single day. You tell me to get up extra early and I'm not used to it. Gosh dang. I'm not complaining, it's just that, clearly. All right, so there might be another Secret Service scandal here. Kamala Harris was in a car accident. Did you hear about that? About the Vice President getting in a car accident? You did. What? You're just laughing at me. I thought for a second that she was laughing at Kamala Harris getting in a car accident. But you haven't heard about the Vice President of the United States getting into a car accident? That's weird. Don't you think that should be news? Why is it not news that the Vice President got into a car accident?
Yeah, really.
Anybody? How many? What?
So she was driving?
What did she do to cause it? From what I understand, she was in the back seat. I don't think anything. But you ever see Kamala in the front seat? There's a car accident. Yeah. We have some ideas. But why is it that the Vice President getting into a car accident isn't on the news? How many of you knew that Kamala Harris got into a car accident? Anybody? It happened Monday. It's Thursday, right? It's Thursday. Why are we only learning about it almost all the way through the week? Yeah, she was in a car accident. Her motorcade had a car accident. Thank God it wasn't major, okay? That's good news. But you have to ask yourself why it is that isn't big news. Every time there's a motorcade accident, it's an immediate story. It usually is a story on all of the news channels. We hear strange to me that Kamala Harris's motorcade had a car accident and nobody said anything. It's odd, but beyond that, the Secret Service didn't give an accurate explanation of what happened earlier in the week. Why? Let's go over this. On her way to the White House earlier this week, Kamala Harris was in a car accident. The Secret Service initially reported that a mechanical failure caused the accident, but that was not true. It wasn't a mechanical failure, it was driver error. Something happened, the driver overcorrected, and the driver actually hit like the side median heading into an underpass on a street. So, why the weird explanation that doesn't make any sense? That, oh, mechanical failure caused it. No, it was the driver. Okay, look, drivers make mistakes. Things happen. You're dodging a pothole in a tunnel and you hit the side of the road or something like that. Yeah, it's a thing. Like, everybody's going to understand that. So it's just really strange. Now, maybe, I suppose it's possible that when the Secret Service gave their initial statement on it, that they didn't have all of the facts of the case, but then why wouldn't the Secret Service just say, we'll make comments, we have every bit of information, we're going to tell you what happened now, we don't know. What is the point of going out there and saying mechanical failure caused a car accident with Vice President's motorcade? It was her car, by the way, apparently, according to witnesses. The Secret Service is kind of denying that, saying, no, it wasn't her car, it was the car in front of her. But there's video of her taking out a car. So I don't know, but everybody's okay. That's the most important part, is that everybody's okay. So they admitted that the driver of the SUV transporting Harris, so now it's back to was the vehicle Harris, made a minor overcorrection and struck the curb. Now, Alyssa, you're a female driver. How many times do you hit the curb? A lot, right? I'm not trying to slam female drivers, but guys, it's like if you have nice rims, you don't let the lady drive the car. That's just kind of how it is. There's a lot of ladies out there getting really upset about that because probably you're the new driver and your man's not. I understand that, but there's a stereotype for it, and there's some truth behind it for a lot of people. Not for everybody, but for a lot of people. But you know, you look at this like, okay, you struck the curb. Oh. When you struck the curb, though, listen, how many times did your tire explode and fall off your car? Not a single time, right? So the driver, well, I'm assuming is a male, but I don't know, overcorrected and struck the curb and destroyed the tire. Like the motorcade ground to wall and replaced the tire. And there were some other repairs that needed to be made. Which means that wasn't like a minor overcorrection. That was like they hit the dang curb. And you gotta wonder why. So how does it go from mechanical failure to that? I don't know. It's very strange. It went from it was her car to it wasn't her car to it was her car again. Now this wouldn't normally be a big deal, I guess, just because nobody's heard. It's like whatever. It's the Secret Service, but you have to look at the history here. Just recently, okay, the Secret Service claimed that they have no records of who Joe Biden has actually met with. Why? You're the Secret Service. Jobs keep a log of who he meets with. Why do we not have a log of who Joe Biden is meeting with? That is very strange. The Secret Service just said that. Okay? Now that includes, by the way, no records of who he's met with at the White House. Well, not the White House, but at either one of his Delaware. So whoever is visiting Joe Biden when he visits Delaware, which is all the time, they don't know who they are, and the whole problem is there's no record of who's visiting Joe Biden at either one of his Delaware properties. That's the Secret Service's job to restrain. The Secret Service last year covered up how many agents got bit by his dog. Remember that?
Hey. Okay.
We heard that his dog had like stabbed somebody or whatever. Then we ended up getting
busy today? Good. Salad.
Whistleblowers coming out saying that Major was biting everybody. Had bitten several agents, some of them severely. Had bitten several agents, and that Joe Biden was making agents seems minor, but the aggregate, when you look at all of the other times Secret Service has seemingly lied about a very, very small thing, you start to wonder why it is. Why is this a policy? Okay, your dog bit several people. Why are you? So, yeah, maybe they're just adjusting, you know, to be in the White House. As with the one incident or whatever, it turns out there's a lot of it. Despite tons of people, everybody's scared of the dog. It was so scared, the dog got kicked out of the White House, the dog had to go back to Delaware. I think Major's the one that died, but just weird, right? The Secret Service keeps kind of lying about this stuff. We're always misreporting initially what is going on. It's very strange. So, but luckily everybody's okay. But the accident was worse than they were making it out to be, and it wasn't a mechanical failure, it was a driver error. So very, very strange stuff. All right, we got more coming up. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's News Channel.
Casey Edwardson.
Alright, let's boogie.
Alright, so inbound.
Oh my gosh, I'm streaming, April.
Yes, it does. It's Thursday. So every Thursday, just record them. So, balance features on there. Okay.
Oh, come on, I'm streaming.
That'd be pretty cool. We got a podcast sponsor. Well, I mean, it's just a podcast of the show, but yes. I mean, I do extra stuff occasionally, but it's temporarily on hiatus right now.
Okay.
Are we watching shows tonight or no?
Yeah, we got shows to watch.
Alright.
Before shit gets spoiled.
Darren. Well, Barry, that's the thing. It's like, you know, who was visiting this guy? Everybody at Mar-a-Lago was logged. We always knew who was visiting Trump at Mar-a-Lago, who was visiting Biden at both of his houses. Considering he's there half of the time. You know, the guy is in Delaware half of the time, but right now. Did she try to grab the steering wheel from the back? That's a good point. Juliet, 65, I'm a great driver. I have hit a curve maybe under 5 times in 50 years of driving. See? You're right. I believe you. I believe you. But it's a funny thing too. Like my wife is in the curve several times. And so it's a sticking point. It's a sticking point for me. I also know female race car drivers who are better than most men, so I mean, it's, you know, they're very few and far between, but they do exist. Something about depth perception or something. I don't know.
Haley Deegan is getting a ride in Xfinity next season.
Alright, so South Atlantic trainer next. frosting did not deform it in any way. That is in some people's stomachs right now.
Of course, boom, Chuck's law. Get out of the gravel.
Nobody likes crunchy cupcakes, man. Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to Stock 95.3, Michiana's news channel. I'm your host, Casey Henderson. Don't forget to watch the live stream. We are almost at 100,000 subscribers on Rumble, rumble.com/Casey the host. We only have 97,200. We're almost there. Almost there. Hey, I gotta tell you about this athletic trainer. This is an interesting story. A former California athletic trainer whose father was a legendary high school football coach has now been accused of sexually abusing teen football players dating back more than a decade. A group of ex-Bolton high school football stars claims that the alleged sexual abuse by high school trainer Tiffany Strauss-Gordon persisted even though coaches with the program were suspicious of her behavior. An attorney for the 6 players suing Strauss-Gordon and the Bolton school system told CBS Los Angeles the sexual abuse of the minors took place all over the campus. They would include the locker room of varsity football players, training rooms, weight rooms, classrooms, bathrooms, in vans, to football-related events, and at a few homes, according to the lawyer Brian Williams. Not Brian Tip the Spear Williams, but Brian Williams. Strauss-Gordon is the daughter of late gridiron coach Harold Strauss, who had a legendary career leading the Yellow Jackets and is credited with helping multiple high school athletes move on to professional football. The daughter was a trainer while her father coached the team. One time when Strauss-Gordon and a player were inside a locker room, Coach Strauss entered and interrupted an alleged sexual act, according to the lawsuit. They give some details in the article that I can't give you. I'll put it that way, all right? Let's see. Strauss-Gordon's alleged inappropriate behavior connected to the legal action took place from 2001 to 2007 with players whose ages range from 14 to 17 years old. The lawsuit reportedly claims that she had various forms of sexual activity with teen boys. I will read up the language in the article. The sheer volume of redacted activities occurring between Gordon and minor student athletes was not insignificant, and defendants knew or should have known of the blatant misconduct occurring, according to the lawsuit. Additionally, Strauss-Gordon also engaged in activities with coaches, according to the lawsuit. There's even a photo from 2005, which was spread among players, which showed her engaging in various activities with one of the coaches of the team. Now, thank God, Harold Strauss died.
Oh my gosh.
After 30 years of coaching, he doesn't have to live through this happening with his own daughter.
Yep, just bang it up even more.
The Bolton School District said it was very concerned by the allegations raised in the lawsuit. Strauss-Gordon, who is the athletic director at another school in the district, has been placed on administrative leave. Although the current administrative team members are not in leadership roles with the district 20 years.
Jeez, man.
Is extremely concerned about
destroying this damn car. Ruining my damn race.
Let's see. An attorney representing Strauss-Gordon, if she faces a criminal charge, stressed the Los Angeles Times that no charges have been filed against her. This is purely a civil suit at this point in time. And look, I wanted to address a couple of things. First of all, I mean, you could call her the Kamala Harris of high school athletics. But this woman preyed upon at least players who were 14 years old. And I just want to quickly readjust some of the attitudes that I know that are happening out there right now. When I was a teenage boy, okay, it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Doesn't matter what the situation is. going to be upset about female athletes being abused by coaches and training staff, we need to be as equally upset about male athletes being abused by coaches and training staff. That is reality. And unfortunately, there will be people who have a different attitude on this, and that is because, again, nobody really seems to care about men. And that needs to change. There are 14-year-old boys here taken advantage of. They're older now, and they understand. When they were that age, they didn't understand. They understand now, taken advantage of by this predator. And she is a predator, if the allegations are true. But some of the stuff that's in this article details that there is we'll just call it copious amounts of evidence, including her having a nickname of a coaching staff because they knew exactly what she was doing. They would even call it her special, air quote, her special treatments for student athletes. And the coaches let it happen. At least on one occasion, her dad appears to have found out that she was doing it. That is not acceptable. And we must have the same standard for our young men as we do for our young women. We got more coming up. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's News Channel. WTRC FM, HD1, Anonymous, Showman, welcome. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and play some music for you. Got some pirate music. I'll be back just a little bit.
emoji dotted line face.
Super soft.
Hi
Their
Dave.
low is $39.99. There's also
Looking
a
for a
big
live
summer
man.
sale that is happening right now.
Blaze.
Extra discounts up to
MMOP.
90% off. Check that out at mypillow.com. They got a towel sale of the year, 3-piece towel set for just $19.98 with promo code Casey. And of course, the mattress and the mattress
man.
topper.
It's just a
You can get
reread.
each one
Dang it.
50% off.
All right.
We have the 3-inch mattress topper, and I'm telling you right now, that thing is a godsend. Absolutely love it. And for those of you who like, winter blankets, down blankets, 30% off right now. They've got gospel blankets for
Idiot.
$39.98.
That's right. Break even more than you have to.
Winter weather, right there, mypillow.com. They've got radio listener specials and use promo code Casey. So, I was just asked about this in the studio here. This was bringing it up and asked me about the stabbing in Las Vegas. I did see it earlier. Pulled it up. There's a mass stabbing in Las Vegas. This happened. It happened in the 3100 block of South Las Vegas Boulevard. So it's right there on the strip. According to Metro, one person was killed, 5 people were injured in the stabbing attack. And this is. It's weird, the Trump stuff, but we don't have any information that it is related to that at all. It could just be the thing that happened in the Las Vegas Strip. 11:42 a.m. Usually the strip is pretty dead at that time. If you drive the strip during the week, and it's before 10-ish or so, there's nobody there. People are jogging. It's really weird. It's very eerie. You start getting into midday, it starts picking up quite a bit. Usually around 11:42, it's not too bad. So there's going to be a lot of people who are just kind of walking through the streets at that point in time. Some tourists that are there and stuff like that, especially on Thursday. Thursday's the big travel day to Las Vegas. Most people fly in Thursday. They're not there Thursday morning. So it usually doesn't have a ton of people there at that time. But again, mass stabbing, 1 person killed, 5 injured. But there's also a mass stabbing that, let's see, this is it. I think this is a stabbing. May not be. Well, this is in Thailand. Former police officer facing a drug charge burst into a daycare center in Thailand, killing dozens of preschoolers and teachers.
Wow.
He used a gun and shooting more people as he left his spot. 36 people were killed.
Wow.
This is the deadliest rampage in the history of Thailand.
Wow.
The assailant who was fired earlier this year took his own life after killing his wife.
Coward.
Photos taken by first responders show the forces completely covered with blood. 36 people were hit, children, spades. Absolutely horrible. So, like I said, it doesn't matter where you are. Things can happen.
Oh no, I'm out of fuel.
Always be prepared. All right, let's take a look at a couple of concerning things involving so-called misinformation.
Oh, come on, man. Are you serious?
Spending millions of dollars.
Idiots.
They call misinformation and disinformation. Now, this used to be, foreign governments, spreading lies and things like that in the country, but now it's about you, the people. It's about combating you, and then blaming other countries for fooling you and then believing other things.
Don't you dare spit me.
Many times before. And I know on Friday we have, the caller call up, global warming is real. What most people don't realize is that most of the global warming propaganda that you get is actually a government-funded project by the Russian Federation. It is actually an FSB operation. We've actually exposed that many times. There's a lot of money that the Russian government uses to push global warming to damage the energy sector in the United States. Why? Because Russia is a competitor to the United States in energy. This has been going on for years. A lot of your racial tensions are funded by the Russian Federation. They use social media, they fund groups. Again, there was just recently, there was a bunch of arrests that were tied to a Marxist social justice group, which was, again, not Black Lives Matter, but spreading things such as Black Lives Matter and spread. violation concerns. The United States Department of Homeland Security is still handing out millions of dollars in grants in order to combat misinformation and disinformation and conspiracy theories. The DHS has previously claimed that online misinformation is a terror threat, and these grants were made in a similar vein and doled out as part of a targeted violence and terrorism prevention grant program. So in total, over $3 million of taxpayer money has been handed over to universities, think tanks, and nonprofits, who, of course, all toe a specific line. You need to understand that. They will use Benghazi. And it was a lie. The University of Rhode Island was given $701,000 for media literacy and online critical thinking initiatives and youth resilience program. The description for this grant claims that disinformation, conspiracy theories, and propaganda have become large-scale social problems. It says that part of the funds from the grant will be used for online and face-to-face dialogues that help demonstrate how to critically analyze propaganda, disinformation, and domestic extremism. Okay. There's a YouTube channel called Fleckus Talks. They do that. You know how they fund themselves? They get a microphone and a camera and they go on the street and they ask people questions and they get people to say things that are monumentally stupid. Those people believe really dumb things. And they used to, and right now they just kind of highlight how dumb people are. It's kind of like a man on the street thing. But they used to actually be like, well, I mean, what you're saying isn't true. If you go to Campus Reform, campusreform.com or .org, Campus Reform does the man on the street thing where they confront people's, views, but they do it in a way that is not bad. For example, the University of Rhode Island can want to do this, and they have $701,000. I don't know how much Campus But Campus Reform will go there, and they will read quotes, and they'll ask people what they think about those quotes. Then they will ask people who they think said those quotes. And those folks usually think that it's, Trump or some Republican, when in fact it's Biden or some Democrat. And a lot of people are waking up by that. They don't need $701,000 from the federal government. A pretty easy thing to do. Have a one-on-one conversation with people about that stuff. And all you have to do is sit down and, not be a jerk about it. And most people are going to be willing to have a conversation with you about various things. So, for example, a conspiracy theory would be that the election was stolen. All right, well, let's sit down and have a one-on-one conversation about it. There might be somebody who's been paying attention to the news, and they go, I don't think it was stolen. I think the election was perfectly legitimate. And maybe the other side can go, okay, what do you think about the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruling before the election was certified? And that person will go, I haven't heard about it. What about it? Oh, the Wisconsin Supreme Court, here's the paperwork. The Wisconsin Supreme Court thought there might be over 200,000 fraudulent ballots cast in Wisconsin. Wisconsin was only decided by, 15,000 votes or whatever it was. And so the concern is that these fraudulent ballots could have switched the state. We don't know, but it could have. So what are your thoughts about that? Oh, I've never heard of that before. You're right, you've never heard of it before, because the University of Rhode Island and the Department of Homeland Security says that it's a conspiracy theory. Hey, you know what else is a conspiracy theory? That the vaccinations for COVID would change your menstrual cycle. Remember that?
Which is
Another
true.
Conspiracy theory. That the COVID vaccinations would seep into breast milk of nursing mothers. All confirmed now. They were conspiracy theories. Another conspiracy theory. The vaccinations cause myocarditis, particularly in young, healthy men or boys.
Oh, boy.
All confirmed now, but it was a conspiracy theory. Interesting stuff, right? So they're combating conspiracy theories, but they are the purveyor of conspiracy theories, which means you are living in Orwell's nightmare. The Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars, a quasi-government entity and think tank that produces research that informs public policy, was granted $750,000 for its raising societal awareness, civic engagement, and media literacy and online critical thinking initiatives. The grant will be used to develop an educational digital game and supportive material for educating students in secondary school in Northwest
Can you just
Washington
show all the
Educational
freaking
Service District
everything for this
101.
damn car, please?
That's in Washington State. They're going to educate the kids on disinformation. The game and its learning program will, quote, help students understand different strategies used to spread disinformation by malignant actors and provide a hands-on learning experience around strategies and policies to combat disinformation at the institutional level. Do you think that program and that game that they're developing will explain to these young kidlets about how the CDC got caught lying about research and therefore the CDC is changing?
Why are there no
public information on its website
liveries for this car? What's up with that?
So that way you will toe the line with what the CDC is telling you, and the CDC has openly admitted that. Do you think that malignant actor is going to be brought up in this game at all?
Dude, what the crap?
Anybody?
Why are there no liveries for this
Probably
car?
not. What about Syracuse University? Syracuse University SI Newhouse School of Public Communications was awarded $592,000 plus for an extended reality project, which covers virtual, augmented, and mixed reality.
How are there no liveries for this car?
Terrorist recruiters and violent extremists will most certainly target new forms of technology for their efforts to spread conspiracy
How about you show all?
and to craft misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. Do you think the terrorists are going to be jihadis who have been using video games to secretly communicate with one another all over the world for decades now? Or do you think it's going to cover, I don't know, your Uncle Phil who has a MAGA hat? Which one do you think is going to be featured here by the Syracuse University SI Newhouse School of Public Communications? The project will create and test media literacy.
Why are there no styles for this car? How are there no liveries for this freaking car? How is this even possible?
And violent content in the metaverse. Really? You get the idea? $3 million of your taxpayer dollars worth of this stuff. If you don't think for a second that we live in 1984, you are crazy. We got more coming up. Newstalk 95.3, Michigan.
Casey Hendrickson.
I mean, how are there no liveries for this damn car?
Stupid Prime Table commercials. I'm hungry.
Is seriously none?
Okay, I don't want that.
Dude, this is dumb.
I don't want that. I had too many cookies yesterday.
That's what the crap?
Yeah. You know, it was just like I had one of the cupcakes.
What is it? Game frozen again? Or some stupid shit.
And so they had a couple of cookies, and I'm like, I shouldn't be eating this crap, but I was so hungry. And then I got home and I wasn't hungry, like at all. So then I just had like tomatoes and cucumbers on my own.
I want to browse liveries for this damn car.
If they got decent breads, I'll give you that. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. What about, talk about conspiracy?
Yeah, there is liveries now.
What do 9 out of 10 people who died from COVID have in common? They're all over 50. You remember when you got kicked off of social media for saying that? They're running advertisements nationally saying it now.
Really, man?
Excuse me, not the CDC, HHS. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, I gotta fucking leave it and then go back to... This is dumb. Oh my gosh, I gotta fucking exit it and then go back in. Come on, Sony, please. Polyphony. Why are you such a friggin' failure? There's tons of them. How many pages? 19 pages of this damn car.
Free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $5. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gamble problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. All over Michiana. Friendship is a friend thing always. So stay safe. Under Thai law, it is mandatory for all individuals to obtain authorization prior to the possession, manufacturing, using, selling, purchase, ordering, and importation of firearms. You have to be 20 years old and you have to apply for a permit and be approved. And yet, you still had somebody murder 36 people with one.
Yeah.
Congratulations to this toll on small businesses, young families, and retirees. Let's end the struggle and get back on track.
I'm Linda Rogers for State 7.
To learn more about Linda, visit lindarogers.org. Paid for by Linda Rogers for State 7. Tonight, the all-new series. Walker Independence. Oh, I gotta talk about the friggin' USDA nonsense too. God dang. I can use this to kind of dovetail into the Seth Rich stuff. That is the where's the stupid? Where are you?
Followed by ABC 57.
There we go. Gotcha.
All on season.
Found it. Alright, we're good. We're good.
Top news, weather, and traffic during Michiana's morning news on 95.3 MNC, your breaking news and weather station.
Don't worry, I got more on this here in just a second. We'll get into it. I got to tell you about Impress Jewelry Creations. Go to ImpressJewelers.com. Ladies, I want to specifically address you today. Let's say that you've got that beautiful engagement ring on your hand right now, and you've got a good person, willing to settle down and tie knots with you and stuff like that. So that's what married people do. And you're just looking for that perfect wedding band, right? Because you don't want a wedding band that clashes with your engagement ring. You want to have a wedding band that matches the engagement ring, because the engagement ring is the focal point. But you want to make sure the wedding band goes with it. And maybe you can't find one. Maybe it's a unique design. Maybe it's a family heirloom that they gave you. So if you go to Impress Jewelry Creations and you show them your engagement ring, you go, I need a wedding band to match this. They will custom design a wedding band for you that will match your engagement ring perfectly. And they have the ability to do all of this in-house. If you go into Impress Jewelry Creations, first of all, you'll notice the amazing selection that they have. But then if you look in the back left, you will see the artisans are back there working right back there, right there. You don't need to outsource this stuff. You don't need to worry about third parties. They're all right there making the best jewelry in the world. And if you're looking for a wedding band that matches your engagement ring, there is no better place to go locally than Impress Jewelry Creations, period, end of story. When you go to Impress Jewelry Creations, please let them know that I sent you. You can also visit them online at ImpressJewelers.com. Spotify has bought a company that detects, quote, dangerous misinformation and harmful content. Like I said, living in Orwell's nightmare. Audio streaming service Spotify has acquired Kinzit, a company that detects and flags dangerous misinformation and harmful content within audio content by generating and analyzing audio transcripts. Spotify began partnering with Kinzit in 2020. If you upload to Spotify, they have a transcription service that transcribes your podcasts and stuff. In a blog post about acquisition, Spotify said Kinzit's technology helps Spotify analyze potentially harmful content in multiple languages and countries. Kinzit has previously received funding from the tech giant Meta, which is Facebook, and Pointer's International Fact-Checking Network. And of course, Pointer is notorious for getting fact checks wrong or spreading misinformation as a fake fact check. Kinzit also works with content moderation service providers engaged by large technology companies consults with public policy makers, you know, like at the Department of Homeland Security, who's giving millions of dollars to these companies, seeking to better understand and respond to harmful content, and has previously partnered with other fact checkers to detect, quote, climate misinformation in audio. Okay, I've already told you a good chunk, this is according to the intelligence community, not according to me, a good chunk of the climate information that you get on a regular basis is funded by Russia to lie about U.S. energy. Get it? The climate cult is the only cult that currently has so many members, you know, large numbers of members, who has never had a single theory of theirs come true. Never, not one.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand where this is going.
True.
You know, if I go here and I produce a bunch of documents on historical temperature records and things like that, like I frequently do on the show, if I do that, I can be tagged because I'm going against the grain here. Now, you think that this is the end of this, but not really. What about another conspiracy theory? What about Seth Rich? Before you turn the radio off, there's a company, Seth Rich. Okay, listen, there's been a major development in this case, and it involves a FOIA request, and a judge has actually ordered the FBI to turn over all of their information on Seth Rich because of this FOIA request, because there's a pending case here. I will go over the Seth Rich stuff because the reason that the Seth Rich story is so compelling, but it's always dismissed as a conspiracy theory, the reason it's so compelling is the official story doesn't make any sense. The official narrative doesn't make any sense. How could he have been killed in a robbery when none of his stuff was stolen? Doesn't make any sense. And the fact that there are people with all of the leaks coming out of the government at the time who say that he's the guy who was leaking a lot of it, there's some questions that need to be answered here. At the end of the day, whether Seth Rich was a leaker or not, at the end of the day, his death is very suspicious. The explanation of his death and why it happened doesn't make any sense at all. And there's a reason the FBI is involved in his case when it should be a local police investigation. So why is the FBI handling the Seth Rich case if the Seth Rich case involved a simple robbery gone wrong? These are all questions that have been asked in this case and why a judge has now stepped in. So again, you talk about these bad actors and misinformation and disinformation. There's a lot of people who've been trying to get to the bottom of the Seth Rich stuff, and they have been gaslit. Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. There's nothing there. Well, there is something there, and a judge thinks so. We'll talk about that coming up. Newstalk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. MNC News Time is 4:31. Time to check out Impress Jewelry Creations, creating meaningful jewelry for the moments that last a lifetime.
This is Michiana's breaking news and weather station.
Tuning in, Newstalk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. I am your host, Casey Henderson. Don't forget to watch the live stream, rumble.com/CaseyHost. YouTube banned another personality yesterday, so they're now exclusively on Rumble. It's happening. I'm telling you. A lot of people are moving over to Rumble, but rumble.com/CaseyHost. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers on Rumble. We just have 97,200 to go. We're almost there. Rumble.com/Casey, the host. All right, what do we have here? Seth Rich died in 2016 and sparked conspiracy theories that he had participated in DNC's infamous email leak that same year. That data breach has been linked to a Russian hacker who were hoping to influence that year's presidential election in favor of Donald Trump. Now, this is justthenews.com. Okay? In a September 29th ruling, U.S. District Judge Amos Mazan ruled partially in favor of Brian Huddleston, a Texas resident who in both 2017 and 2020 filed repeated Freedom of Information Act requests with the FBI related to its investigation into Rich's murder. The court found that though the FBI had broad latitude to withhold many documents from its FOIA response, the Bureau had, quote, improperly withheld information with regard to Seth Rich's laptop in its possession.
Whoopsies.
So basically you got, this citizen, okay, Brian Huddleston. I've seen several interviews with him. This is a guy who's trying to get to the bottom of the Seth Rich stuff. Okay, Seth Rich is a human being. Seth Rich was murdered. The circumstances surrounding his murder are suspect. And The explanation that he was robbed and that's why he was killed when none of his possessions were taken doesn't make sense. Hence, conspiracy. A lot of people are like, okay, there's something going on here. He worked for the Democratic Party. That was the year that there was a big leak with the Democratic Party. There are some people who are investigating who say that he appears to be the guy. WikiLeaks itself has said that their information came from somebody inside the Democratic Party. It says Rich worked there. It says Rich dies. A lot of people are saying, hey, that's suspicious. Right. I'm not saying that he was killed because of it. I'm not saying he's a leaker. I'm just telling you why people have thought that. What is suspicious is the explanation of his death. Doesn't make sense. And another thing that's suspicious is the FBI is doing the investigation. Why is the FBI doing the investigation of somebody who was killed in a random act of violence on the street when it should be a city police problem? Why did they have Seth Rich's laptop? When FOIA requests are filled out requesting information about the evidence that the FBI has on Seth Rich, why is the FBI withholding data? What is the point of that? This further leads people to speculate that the FBI is hiding something. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Their behavior is people's who think they are. Mizant in the ruling ordered the FBI to, quote, produce the information it possesses related to Seth Rich's laptop and responsive to Huddleston's FOIA request within 14 days of this order. That was September 29th. The Bureau has until Thursday, October 13th, to respond to the ruling. The judge further noted in the ruling that though the FBI had conducted a technically adequate search of Huddleston's record request, it was nevertheless far from perfect. Had it not been for Huddleston's persistence, it is likely that the government's failure to locate over 20,000 pages of potentially responsive records would have gone unnoticed, the judge wrote. Now, this is important. Because for
grinding sardines.
When Huddleston had filed his FOIA request, again, first one I think was in 2017, the FBI
making some money.
Said they didn't have any information on Seth Rich. They didn't have any files on Seth Rich. They didn't have any documentation on Seth Rich.
Alright, just tired. I need more caffeine.
They have over 20,000 pages
How's your day?
on Seth Rich. They have his laptop. So, did the FBI just not do its job? Or was the FBI
Thank you much.
being
Appreciate it.
deceptive when they told Huddleston that there weren't any records for them to provide to his FOIA request? Thank you
If
for
I
your
can
FOIA
do this
request.
race without running out of fuel, I'll be happy.
Please call back another time. And as the judge wrote, his persistence, he filed a FOIA request again in 2020. His persistence in the matter basically forced the government to locate over 20,000 pages of potentially responsive records. And the judge wrote that this would have gone unnoticed had Huddleston not been so persistent. But I think that might have been the FBI's goal. I mean, they wouldn't be the first bureaucracy in the government to try and ignore a FOIA request by pretending they didn't have any documents and just hoping somebody
Oh, that's going to be a good one. Alright.
Authorities say Rich, who was reportedly heavily intoxicated at the time of his death, was likely killed in a burglary gone wrong outside this easy house in the early working hours. Again, none of his personal belongings were stolen. Not his watch, not his phone, not his wallet. The cash was still there. The credit cards were still there. Nothing was taken from him. So if this robbery gone wrong, highly suspicious. We are talking about a case where somebody was in a scuffle and, a loud shot rang out and people were there and the bad guy took off because they didn't want witnesses. Seth Rich's body was discovered. So it isn't one of those situations where somebody just didn't take his belongings because they're trying to escape. Something happened. I don't know the reason why he was killed. Neither does anybody here. But the fact that the FBI is involved in a local murder case instead of having the city cops handle it, that the FBI lied, I'm going to roll with the assumption that they lied when they said they didn't have any documents on Seth Rich and ignored basically the first FOIA request, when in fact they had over 20,000 documents. They have his laptop. They lied about that. And why is the FBI even heading up this investment? none of it makes any sense. This is all leading people, including myself, to think there might be something more to it. Maybe there's, you know, a perfectly reasonable explanation why the FBI has this case and not the local cops. I suppose that's possible. But maybe his position had something to do with that. I don't know. But there is something very strange about the death of Senator Randy. And it's not a conspiracy theory to go out there and go, look, claim that he was killed in a robbery gone wrong. We still have to explain why none of his stuff.
Oh, come on.
So what did they steal? What was the robbery? Did the investigators just get it wrong? Was it just he got into an argument with somebody killed him? And if that was the case, why didn't they rule that the reason for his death? Instead of saying it was a robbery. There's just a lot of weird stuff. And initially, some members of his family were very suspicious of the official story. And then, very strangely, all of a sudden, some of the members of his family were very suspicious of the official explanation of his death, suddenly turned very viciously against people who are just trying to uncover the truth about his passing. And it was like on a dime. They went from not believing the official explanation and wanting more answers to the official explanation is why Seven's dead, and anybody who keeps pushing for any more information is hurting us, causing more damage, and just really angry at those people. So you have to wonder if that's, again, the performance person. Okay, it seems like it's I don't know that, I'm not saying that. People are looking at this as a third-party observer, but they don't have all the information. They fill in the blanks with what they have. And right now, there's a lot of blanks in the Seth Rich case. And even a judge agrees that there's something wrong with the way that the FBI is behaving here, and the FBI is hiding records. Why would the FBI be hiding records on a simple robbery gone wrong, killing of somebody in 2016? Why are they even involved in the case at all? It's at least something to get this just being objective. You can take a step back and go, okay, what is going on? Maybe he was killed in a street fight. Maybe somebody was going to rob him. They got scared and ran off. Maybe there's something more. But you have to ask yourself at least a basic question. If it was a robbery, why wasn't anything stolen?
Skipping some comments.
If it was a simple
Just a video.
case of robbery gone wrong,
Hello. How are you?
why is the FBI
I'm
handling
good.
the case?
Nice video.
And why did the FBI claim that they had no records on Seth Rich, but in fact they have 20,000 records in his laptop? No more coming up. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. Casey Emerson. I just want you to know, I appreciate your efforts every single day. Yes. I just appreciate you being in here working every single day. You're pissing me off. Because that food smells really good. And I'm getting really hungry. No, I don't want one. I don't want one. They didn't cook it. Oh, so they're trying to give you tables. No, I don't want it. But I'm glad that they screwed up your order. Because it sounds great. Well, I would have hated that, so that would have been okay. No, I don't care about smelling stuff. No. John brought a bowl of broccoli to work and microwaved it. Yeah, you can't microwave broccoli at work. You can't do that. That's like getting a can of sardines and cooking it in the studio. That is not okay. Broccoli stinks when you cook it. Everybody knows this. He stunk up the whole building. I didn't even smell it. I just heard about it. And I was simply reacting to the idea that he would microwave broccoli at work. I didn't complain about it. You enjoyed choking down your uncooked bread over there. You got a grimacing face on the ceiling.
Dude, you did not have to break that early, idiot. And then you're gonna outbreak me too?
I know it is. I know it's rude. I'm hungry and I'm turning into a jerk or something. No, I don't, but it smells good. I mean, I can appreciate the smell, and I do like their butter dipping sauce. Butter, like the garlic butter. Yeah, it's butter. It's garlic butter. Come on, get out of here. It's yellow. 1006 man adult Happy Meal. We did the adult Happy Meal thing. Was that Tuesday? It was 2 days ago. Yeah, we did that Tuesday. No, she did not get an adult Happy Meal. But we had some coworkers who did. They did a bit about it on their radio show. And I spent entirely too much time complaining about the adult Happy Meal and how it didn't make any damn sense.
An adult Happy Meal?
I feel like that could have been a 5-minute segment, but I took it the whole 10 minutes. I mean, it legitimately irritated me. It costs more than the stupid value meal. But that's a dumb toy. But I bet right now. Hold on a second. Right now. Alright. McDonald's toy. I'm taking a flyer here. I'm going to readjust it for the latest. I don't remember. What's the name of that company that they partnered with? Cactus Flea Market. Okay, so. Cactus Flea Market. Is that what they are? Cactus Flea Market. Cactus Plant Flea Market. Cactus Plant Flea Market is the name of the clothing company that has the worst name in the history of clothing companies. There's a bunch of McDonald's toys there, but I don't see the cactus. Somebody's gonna have them. I'm telling you. 3D print those bad boys. And good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. Newstalk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. I am your host, AC Hendrickson. I hate people. And I don't like to hear people. And I don't like people being able to hear me, which is why having good windows in your house is... You get no noise pollution, or at least reduced noise. I shouldn't say that. You get reduced noise pollution, so the outside noises don't come into your home and the inside noises go out of your home. Which might be beneficial to all of you for a myriad of reasons. I just don't like people in my business person, and I don't want to hear other people's business. So, yeah, if Windows Spouse can improve your perfect deal, improve the value of your home, which is going to be important for you if you're looking to sell your home or you're looking to get equity lines of credit or whatever you do. It's going to really improve. It's going to help resell it when you do decide to sell it. But you also save money. Because you get the windows installed, you don't have to worry about the hot air inside getting out in the wintertime or the cold air inside getting out during the summertime. And right now, if you go to Favorspeed Window, bwindow.com, you can save up to 15% with special manufacturer rebates, plus you get 22 months, no interest and no payments. Right there at bwindow.com. They even do bathroom remodels. That's another project that a lot of people do in the wintertime. They kitchens in their bathrooms because it's inside. And it's a good time to get that done. And a lot of contractors inside anyway, so go to bwindow.com, and they do bathroom remodels, bathroom conversions, tons of other stuff. They replace doors, so if you start running the issues with doors as well, do that. And again, bwindow.com, mention me, and let them know that I sent you. Alright, what else? we're going to get into a couple of things here at the 5 o'clock hour that might be a little dicey, but not like bad dicey. So I just want you to know. They're going to deal with some gender transitioning and threats of gender transitioning, things like that. I'm not going to get anything graphic or anything like that. I'm just letting you know, just in case you've got some kidlets around and that's not necessarily something you want to hear them discuss, or hear me discuss, I should say. So we'll do that at 5 o'clock. We'll get into the marijuana thing, but not a lot. Probably more so the fight. So here's a peer-reviewed study. 94% of vaccinated patients with subsequent health issues have abnormal blood. This is another study that's... This is the Italian one. They evaluated the blood of about 1,006 patients who received at least one dose of the mRNA vaccine and found foreign matter long after vaccination, according to a new study. The results were published in the International Journal of Vaccine Theory, Practice, and Research back in August. Now, again, we talked about... I don't think it was this one. We talked about another one that showed that. And the other one I think was Korean. This one is Italian. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is, once again, Moderna recall in Europe, they recall over 600,000 doses of their vaccine because it had foreign objects in it. Now, they said there was a manufacturing problem. So they recalled those vials. They said it was an issue with their manufacturer, and they redid those vaccines. Moderna actually just ran into a problem with China. China contacted Moderna and demanded that Moderna turn over their vaccine technology and patent information and all that stuff. Moderna refused. So China actually denied Moderna access to the entire country. So basically, give us your vaccine and your technology, or you don't have any access to our market at all. That's what just happened.
That's insane.
So this is a 60-page peer-reviewed study by Italian physicians. Okay. With optical microscopy, doctors are able to better understand a patient's health by examining blood cell shapes as well as whether they are aggregated or put together in order to make determinations. So in 60-page report of the 1,006 patients, 426 were men, 580 were women. 141 subjects received just one dose of a COVID vaccine. 453 received 2 doses. 412 had received a booster shot, which is 3 doses at the time of the blood draw. The patients ranged in age from 15 to 85 years old with an average age of 49. Very similar to the Korean one we just talked about. All 106 patients were seeking medical treatment because they were not feeling well, presenting with a wide variety of health issues. On average, the patient whose blood was examined had been vaccinated about 1 month prior. Of the 106 patients, just 5%
Get back on the damn track.
had blood that looked normal and healthy. I'm going to say this again. Of the 1,006 patients, only 58 of them had normal blood, according to these doctors. The doctors were able to examine the blood of 12 of the patients before they had received any COVID-19 vaccine injections. At that time, prior to vaccination, all 12 of those patients were found to have normal, healthy blood to the researchers. Side-by-side pictures of patients' blood before and after vaccination reveal stark differences. Prior to vaccination, the red blood cells are separate from each other and are round, while the blood drawn after vaccination revealed red blood cells that are deformed. Furthermore, the cluster in coagulation around visible foreign material that was not present in the blood before vaccination. The foreign material appeared to collect in structures, at times forming crystals, while other times forming long tubes or fibers. To the researchers, fibers. Maybe that could be our culprit, the blood clumps. 2 shapes repeatedly noticed by the Italian doctors, crystal-like chunks and tube-like lengths. Researchers could not confirm that what they were seeing was graphene, although they did point out that graphene can aggregate in shapes similar to those They
Well,
observed
it's going to save you a little bit of fuel.
deassembled and charged into the bloodstream. It could be a cause of flooding. Yeah, graphene's been something that.
Dude, why are you fucking spinning me out, you cocksucker?
Process. But, you know, this is
Assholes.
great study, an Italian study here. I don't think that's anything to start moving away from. There's a couple of other ones. Like, for example, in the CDC, 25% of people receiving COVID-19 vaccination missed or reported a quote serious event affecting their life function. This is according to the CDC. So,
Damn it.
looking at
Fucking car.
together, we start to get a picture that
I don't like fucking managing fuel.
there's a potential issue here. So it's a very good study that
I do not like micromanaging fuel.
that mRNA vaccines for COVID. It was published this month. Again, it was done by a cardiologist.
Dude!
I'll put all of these in the show prep.
Bastard.
And again, just to be reviewed as good.
Bastard?
Better.
What's with you fucking guys?
It'll be in there for you to examine and be able to provide research from these doctors. Not doctors. And more coming up.
I'm gonna end up not winning this fucking race. These assholes. Trying to fucking fuel save, and I'm driving slow because of it. Wrecking everywhere.
Musk and Twitter are negotiating a lower price. Musk and Twitter are negotiating a lower price. I'll be back in just a minute or so. This is a short video.
A North Dakota man says he intentionally hit and killed an 18-year-old with his car all over a political dispute.
It feels like we are not just at the brink of a civil war, but that one has already begun.
The reason why we're in this mess is to a degree, I guess, this capitalism run amok.
Under
No,
the
it's
burdens
not.
of capitalism, it is wrong-headed thinking to think that the only way you're going to get communities to be safe is for the police officers on the street.
If you want to fight against the country, you need an F-15.
But we should have vaccine passports. I think that's important. This whole passport thing is made up. It's made up.
Are there any limits on abortion during my program?
I don't believe so.
As the oxymoron of my Republican,
That's what Republicans want from their Negroes.
it's clear that you cannot claim to hold progressive values. Yet back is responsibility.
I didn't shut down anything.
I'm not getting hurt.
We could call a third of our prison population out of jail and not make anyone less safe. I think that there is a 20% America that basically is white nationalism. Trump and his extreme-minded Republicans voted clear and present danger to our democracy.
Not true. We don't have democracy. We have a representative
Republicans, I think,
republic.
are the biggest threat to democracy.
Society.
We are the most unequal, one of the most unequal societies in the history of the world.
Not true.
About the future of the world order.
Are we speaking a different language?
Yes, you are.
Personal choice.
Alright, here we go. So how many people saw that friggin' awesome cop in Washington nail that dude at 180 yards? I don't know what that guy's service record is, but that dude's named military veteran. Don't know for sure. Sure seen plenty. I'm gonna have a couple of audio clips. Nah, I don't think so. being lied about everything Casey was telling you for 2 years. Casey saved lives. I don't know. Did I? Certainly hope so. Yeah, so, 1006 Smith, if you go look at the McDonald's Happy Meal for adults, the toys have 4 eyes. It's weird. I don't know why, what the reasoning behind it is, but they got 4 eyeballs. Yeah, exactly, Spicoli. Like, it was no big deal. Dude sat down his coffee all calmly, got out, casually strolled to the back of his car, got his rifle, and tagged it in. That looks to me like a guy who spent a lot of time getting shot at or something, man. So, 5-star on spot fan left. So, 5-star. Let's keep running down the list. I'm still going to work. What you got at me? What about it? You got it, man. Okay. You got it, man. Didn't realize it came off that foreign language.
There's 3 words last.
You got it, man. Yeah, if you guys, I might do a Casey reaction video on that police officer, because that was some of the most spectacular crap I've ever seen. Although Donut Operator's analysis of it was spot on. Did they release a mobile version of it? I didn't even know that they released a mobile version of it for you to download. I just use the website. If you have the ability to do like personal messages and stuff like that was specific to the apps, and applying for verification and stuff like that. There's not a lot of features they don't have on the web. Oh, the Galaxy Store? Interesting. There we go.
To the final phase, industrial and commercial electrical done right. Casey Henderson.
Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. I am your host, Casey Henderson. I'm talking about 5-star painting. Most of you know that we had 5-star painting come out to our home. They painted the exterior of our house. They do interior, exterior, even with kitchen cabinets. We're going to do a budget-friendly kitchen remodel this winter. 5-star painting will help do that. And this is just a very professional sort of kind of great experience with them. I know several other people who have great experiences with them as well. And it's one of the reasons that we pursued them as a potential sponsor of the show. But we were going to paint the outside of the house. We weren't exactly sure what shade, we knew color, we weren't sure what shade we were going to paint. And we had them about to do a free color consultation. So they showed us some examples, and then we picked one. They painted the home. They did an inspection beforehand. We were able to take care of most of the job the first day. They did the touch-ups and the details the second day. And then they had an inspection project man who came through, make sure they did an inspection, make sure nothing got missed, anything that needed to be touched up or done was taken care of right then and there. And then we were able to sign off on it. It was a great experience. 5-star painting did a fantastic job for us, and we think they'll do a fantastic job for us as well. It also saved you a little money. The cost of paint is going up right now because of the global economy and the supply chain issues, and particularly dark paints. So, I'll give you free paint on your next order. Just going to provide you first. Go to 5starpainting.com, set up a project that you can get free paint for the projects like that. It saves some dollars. Unless you get a great company to come out and service for you, you can also save some money. 5starpainting.com, mention me and free paint. gender transition. So somebody posted on Twitter, this is a post from at 14, doctors cut off her chest and put her on testosterone. Now she's 70, can't accept what's been done to her, is too sad to even go to school and sees no reason to live. There's a video of this that is making the rounds. There's posts about it on Reddit. There's a lot of people, folks, that are fighting against motivating young children to transition. And that's a worthy thing for you to fight for. But I also want to take the time to remind you that there are a lot of people who have done the transition, who desperately regret it. And almost all of their stories start when they are in their early to mid-teens. And the fact that a lot of us, I think, probably thought for a long time that transitioning or starting the process of transitioning, if you had gender dysphoria before 18 years old, was probably pretty rare. Turns out it's not rare. It's been going on for years, right under our noses, and not really realizing it. It is a big issue now. People know about it now. They didn't know about it for a long time. While, frankly, young kids were being brutalized. Now, the reason that I bring this up is I think that they need a voice. They need to have more people hearing what their experience is. If nothing else, to inform you as parents and grandparents. So if one of your loved ones comes to you and says, I think I'm the opposite gender, you have something to show them. When they're 18, or they're an adult, whatever, they want to make this decision, then they can make this decision. Nobody should be doing this to children.
Skipping some comments. Cable. Gusty video. Hello. How are you? I'm good. Nice video.
Same age. People are mortified by that. Well, we're talking about the same age here. You're permanently altering people's physiology. You don't even know who you are as a human being until your mid to late 20s. And we are allowing impulsive kids who are easily steered by society to make permanent, life-altering decisions that oftentimes cannot be reversed. So when you hear people who have transitioned, who regret it, their story should be told to everybody. And then, if you still want to transition within the confines of the law and reason, go forward with it. But you deserve to hear the regret that many people have. We have positive and negative reviews on everything. But for some reason, you're not allowed to do a positive, you're not allowed to do a negative review on abortion, and you're not allowed to do a negative review on a gender transition. Everything else you can. Why? So the person who's looking at the purchase or the service can make a decision about whether or not they want to go through with it. They want to hear the good, they want to hear the bad. Does the good outweigh the bad? That way I can have an idea of what I want to do. It is this way with plastic surgeons all over the country, all over the world. When you're looking at a basic, routine plastic surgery like breast augmentation, there are reviews about the doctor that are all over the internet. Doctor did a great job here, doctor didn't do a great job there. How many positive versus negative reviews? The only time in our society you can't have negative reviews are abortion and gender transition. That's it. No other time is that acceptable.
Kind of weird.
So Seth Dixon, again, on show, there over at me, if you're staying about what we do, if you're staying silent because you don't want to be vilified or suspended for opposing this, then you're a coward. Let's go in. In an address to the National Institutes of Health, Naida Dowshin, co-founder of the Children's Hospital of Pennsylvania's Gender Clinic, revealed that she would go to youth homeless shelters and recruit research subjects. We recruited folks from a variety of places across the city of Philadelphia in our own HIV clinic and gender clinic, as well as our other community-based organizations and aid service organizations that serve young trans women in Philadelphia. She also noted that the group also tried to recruit people through social media and through places where young trans women might be engaging in that they were looking for biological males ages 16 to 24 who identified as women and who reported being HIV positive or having a certain type of sexual activity that males have with males with a male partner in the last year. An investigation into her activist ties further revealed that Dowshin provides general adolescent medical care at Covenant House, which is a youth shelter in Philadelphia. This is this person.
Talking about predator. That's a predator.
They would recruit homeless kids to do research on for their gender clinic. Ironically, the clinic's name is CHOP.
Chop.
It's true. I'm not making that up. So you've got a gender clinic admitting that they go to homeless shelters to recruit teenagers as young as 16 years old for basically experiments. Can you cue my audio, please, Melissa? This is Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood put out an ad recently. And I just want you to listen to the ad. Because I think Planned Parenthood has found a way to pivot. Over 60 some odd abortion clinics have closed down since the reversal of Roe v. Wade. And I think that Planned Parenthood is trying to find their side hustle.
There's no one-size-fits-all puberty experience. If you're trans, intersex, or non-binary, know that you're not the only one feeling confused. For some intersex people, puberty may start later than age 14. You might experience some of puberty's changes and not others, and your body may or may not go through puberty on its own. There are medicines you can take to help your body start the process, like hormone replacement therapy. Some people decide on hormones or surgeries to help their bodies match up to their gender identity, or how they feel inside about themselves. Your gender identity is real. You should be the one to decide what changes you want to make to your body. If you're transgender or non-binary, you may find that your puberty experiences don't line up with your gender identity.
Alright, so I'm going to get off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back on later, perhaps. It's TV night for me and Wifey Pooh, so see you later.
There are medicines you can take to delay puberty for a while. They're called puberty blockers, and they work